All right, so I'm going to continue with my David Lynch thought process impersonation here. Now, like, take Mulholland Drive. I mean, I can do this with any of this. So here's David Lynch conceptualizing Mulholland Drive, right? Well, so like, you know, I'm an artist. I make art. Film is my medium for the art. It's just I make art, and then it's the film. It just happens. It could be anything, but I express my art on the film. I'm not James Cameron. You know, I don't do $100 million, $500 million films. I don't sell out. I make art. You know, but there's people in Hollywood that, like, they understand that. You understand that I'm an artist first, and they're gonna, like, finance me to make this slightly bigger film. You know, this time it's gonna have like big actors and stuff like this. It's gonna be amazing. Like, it's gonna be like a dark, spooky kind of surreal place. Like, I don't know, maybe like a road, like a place on a road, like Mulholland Drive. We'll call it Mulholland Drive, right? It'll just be like great, and there'll be like I was thinking of stuff for this movie. Like, we'll have an actress who's like in the movie. She's like trying out as an actress in the movie while she's already an actress. You know what I mean? So she's like trying out as an actress in the movie within the like context of her as an actress already. It'll be like when you hold those mirrors up to each other and you see to like infinity. It'll be like that. It'll be like the actress, she's trying out as an actress in the movie for another movie, and then you have the audience, and it's like it's amazing. And then we're going to have stuff, and they're like guys driving around in limousines. They're like crazy. And then also, like, I don't know, we'll have stuff. This one's going to be amazing. Like, people looking at themselves and, like, other scenes. Stuff like that. And then we'll have, like keys. Like a key. It's going to be, like, metaphorical. It's going to be, like, a metaphor. They find, like, a key. And that means, like, the key to, you know, the movie. But also, like, the key to, like, yourself. And then, like, the key to knowledge and all that stuff. And there's gonna be clues in the movie that you gotta pick out in order to like get the other stuff. And then like whatever I mean for it to mean plus what the audience needs, and it's just like all in this just brilliant like place that it just defies words and stuff like that. It's just that's gonna be we're gonna call it Mulholland Drive. This one's gonna be amazing. You're not even gonna believe it. So I mean that's basically like he doesn't know what his stuff means. I mean, I'm sure he has some vague idea or some like broad kind of whatever. And you can see this in his non-surreal movies like Dune. He's just lazy. He's lazy. I think in Dune, where you don't have to do a whole lot of figuring out. It's ridiculous. You know, like filming. This was 10 years after Star Wars, and it looks like it was made 20 years prior. The technology is horrible. It's like fight scenes in the desert. He just had a bunch of guys like run across the desert. You can see him kind of directing this. Like, okay, guys, just like run across the desert. Not to like hold the camera. Just like run. Okay, like that. He's lazy, and completely self-amazed. You know, he's one of these artist guys who's like thinks that because people respond to him, it must mean that like he's brilliant, but he has no idea what he's doing. He throws in like one-armed man or a key or red room, and there's no bigger thing going on there. It's just him coming up with some like whatever idea. Yeah, we'll have a one-armed man, red room, we'll have key, we'll have strange highway, we'll have that guy's driving on the highway, and he'll be screaming like, oh, because it'll be a highway, it'll be dark and strange. You know, Blue Velvet, same thing. And he counts on his audience, he counts on his fans to see and listen to the low humming music, and they're like, whoa, no, wow. But what he does is easy. It's so easy to create that kind of surreal sense. And he doesn't know what is going on. He doesn't know what's happening. Let me contrast David Lynch with someone who also does surreal, very symbolic stuff, but does it well. Ingmar Bergman, famous European director. He's big in like the Criterion Collection crowd loves him. And he's great. I love him. I mean, I think Ingmar Bergman's fantastic. You know, his films. So he also deals with symbolism, deals with things aren't exactly how they seem, kind of hidden messages and things like that. But everything he does, he's attempting something specific. He's attempting to illustrate something artistically. He knows what it is that he's attempting to illustrate. Even something where, to compare to David Lynch, if there's no obvious conclusion, there's a message that that he would be conveying with that, and he knows what that message is. It's not just, let's just, Ingmar Bergman doesn't say, let's just throw, I don't know, these guys coming out while the dude's painting, and they'll just start coming out saying weird things to him. I don't know, they want like a ship in the background, or this guy walking down the street saying weird stuff. Like, he knows what all those devices that he uses in his films, they mean something. And they paint kind of a larger picture. And so what David Lynch, what I don't like about his films is that he represents this temptation when you're entering into that into that kind of surreal world, that just wing it, just like whatever, and think that people are going to think that what you've done means something, and then also kind of count on the buzz. There's also this crowd and this artistic thing, like take Mulholland Drive, because there's these message boards and these forums where people are discussing what it means. So because like a conversation was started, because people are discussing it, that in itself has merit. That doesn't have any merit. It's if I make a puzzle that can't be solved just because a lot of people are talking about it, it's easy to make a puzzle that can't be solved. It's easy to make a riddle that can't be solved. You haven't done anything there. You haven't done anything at all. That's cheap. He doesn't know what his stuff means. He counts on his audience to kind of fall into this hipster talk. And it's garbage. So I mean, and if you appreciate what David Lynch does from a standpoint of, it's just kind of like a cheap whatever, it's mind candy. It's, like I said earlier, the cinematic equivalent of a Twinkie and instant coffee, or whatever other analogy you want to use. It's like smoking a cigarette, just something to give you a little buzz because you're wasting your time. That's fine. Far be it for me to tell you that you're wrong. There's something wrong with that. But if you're going to try to tell me that David Lynch's movies are dark and artistic and they have a lot of meaning, you're wrong. You're objectively wrong. They're just thrown together nonsense. That's all they are. And just because you get kind of a charge from it, you're like, ooh, you're spooked out from it. That's an easy effect to create. And that might be something to kind of ponder when you're considering movies, generally speaking. The fact that somebody getting you into that kind of low humming music with stuff that doesn't always seem like what it means, and then when you're in that state of mind, you're sort of assuming that there's something wow, but it's an easy thing to do, and there isn't anything wow. It's just whatever. So David Lynch, his movies they're garbage, and you should agree with me. So anyway, I'm repeating myself now. I think I've made my point. So thank you.